So we're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to talk a little bit about everything surrounding and regarding Etherchain, its sustainability, how it's going, how is the community thriving, and everything and anything. Now, if anybody has any questions that they would like to bring up, that they would like to have answers on, this is going to be an in-depth training. So just, fire them off into the chat box, whatever you're wondering about, whatever we're talking about. If you have anything that is unclear, you're uncertain about it, why is it this way, why is it that way, let us know. Just type that question into the chat box and we will be going through each and every single one of them. Now, my plan for today is actually to go through, I want to talk about 5 or 6 points that I want to go through. Anything from the current status of Etherchain, how it has been going since the launch on June 9th up until now, the sustainability, where are we, where we're heading, and much, much more. So with that, we're just going to go straight into it. I'm going to share I want to talk a little bit before I start sharing my screen. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys, because what has happened over the last 2 months and 2 weeks with Etherchain is nothing but outstanding. We have developed a community of close to 23,000 people in 2 months and 2 weeks. 23,000 people, all active, all happy, all receiving every single day, which is unique. And this is also something that is creating a very, very attractive community, something that people would like to be a part of. And that is kind of where we're heading and where we're going. And I just love it. I love to see how everyone and everything is just coming to part. The pieces in place is falling into places the way that they should, and everything is just developing the right way. Now, I want to share with you the numbers that we have. So I'm just going to share my screen and we're going to go into and let us see where we are after 2 weeks and 2 months. So on the smart contract info, guys, we can see that let's see here now, we are 22,961 members. That is amazing. Congratulations to everyone. The way you guys are building this community is just amazing. And these 23,000 have deposited a total of 43,246 Ethereum to the contract, to Etherchain. That is an outstanding amount of Ethereum in such a short time. 2 months, 2 weeks, 43,250 Ethereum. That's amazing. And we have already paid out to our community members 24,967 Ethereum. If that is not an achievement, I don't know what. That is amazing. A big congratulations to each and every one of you who have all deserved it. And this leaves more than 18,279 Ethereum remaining in the fund that is still yet to go out to each and every single one of you. This is, I don't know, I'm really lost of words of what we have accomplished in such a short time. And it really shows you that people are embracing this concept, the concept of a true decentralized community fund where we are in control. We decide if this is going to be sustained or not. If the people that are in Etherchain right now, if you guys are happy with this model, if you're happy with how this works, then it's up to us to keep this sustained, to make sure that this will continue to grow and continue to thrive for as many, many years as we want it to. Now, we have been getting a few questions about the smart contract balance, and this is something that I want to go into in depth as well, because, well, it's not a lot though, but I am receiving a few messages. We can see them in the Telegram group, we can see them, or I can see them privately to me, and that is a question that is saying, why is the fund decreasing? Why is the amount of Ethereum in the fund decreasing right now? Because we were at, I believe we were at 19,500 at a peak. And today, I believe it's 11 days after we peaked, we're at 18,279. So that means in 11 days, I think the fund dropped with about 11 to 1,200 Ethereum. And now I'm getting a lot of questions and concerns, and they're not unjustified. I do understand that people would like to know in depth, how is this working? How are we sustainable? What is it that makes Etherchain different from everyone else? And this is something that I wanted to talk to you about, because it is important for us to understand that the smart contract balance will move upwards, and then it will reach a point, as we did at 19.5, where it kind of stalls a little bit and then it drops down a little bit. Now, why does it drop down? This is very, very important to understand. The reason why we see that the contract is dropping a little bit is because there are thousands and thousands of people right now that are completing their 310 cycle. Meaning that if they put one in, they probably already withdrew one, maybe two, 2.5, or they're close to withdrawing the full 310%. This means that when these thousands of people are making their final withdrawal, the smart contract balance will drop a little bit. But what happens when they finally withdrew their 310 limit? They'll make a new deposit. All those thousands of members will make a new deposit. Well, most of them, I believe 98% of them, are making a new deposit because everyone still have Ethereum coming for them. Nobody wants to miss out. So we see the fund balance increase. We reach a peak because right now, a lot of them are finishing their 310 cycle. It drops because they are withdrawing that final. When they are making a redeposit again or a new deposit, we will see that fund increase again. So it's all a part of the system and how it is supposed to play out. We are at one point reaching a point where the contract balance will stall, go down, and then it will start to go up again. Maybe it won't go past 20,000, 25,000, 30,000. I actually don't know yet. But as long as we can see that the contract balance is at a, what can we say, at a hovering level, we are in a very, very good situation. Now, we all know that for this fund to completely stop, for this contract to be drained on Ethereum, there needs to be zero deposits for at least 40 days. Now, what we have been seeing on an average the last 10 days, 10 to 11 days, is approximately between 600 and 700 Ethereum going out and approximately 500 to 600 Ethereum going in, which means that we have a ton of Ethereum coming in. We also have a ton of Ethereum going out. But that alone, this alone, the mathematics behind it, keeps this fund sustainable for at least 280 to 350 days at the current rate we are. If we have 700 going in and we have 600 going, no, 700 going out and 600 going in, that means a little bit less going in and out. We're still sustainable with that rate for close to 350 days. This contract is built upon giving time to the community. That is why everything is stored. 84% is stored in the contract address. It is stored and it goes out with the 1%, including the matching bonus, which will limit the community to withdrawing more than 2.35% daily. Now, if more than 2.35% goes out daily, it's because people have been accumulating. Everyone is not withdrawing every single day. Let's say that nobody withdraws for 5 days. That means that when everybody makes a withdrawal, that will be a total of 12.7% that goes out in 1 day. So that, of course, will decrease the balance because we will not have that inflow of Ethereum. But what we need to look at to find the sustainability is the incoming and the outgoing, not over 1 day, not over 1 week, but let's say 2 to 3 weeks, to see the average that goes in and the average that goes out. And if you're looking at the numbers, you will see that Etherchain is by far the most sustainable contract that's on the market right now. And by the community alone, we will be able to maintain and sustain this system for years to come. But that is not all. As we know, we have a lot of other plans. I will go into that a little bit soon. We will be talking a little bit about DeFi as well. Now, I just want to check the chat and see if there are any questions about the balance and what we've just been speaking about. Let me just see if I can find it here as well. Let me see here. We are super happy and proud to be in Etherchain. Good morning, good evening, good night to all of us. Community-based approach makes Etherchain unique. Absolutely. When comes BTC chain or other chain? That's a good question as well. All right, let me see here. Hi, Andreas. So we need to withdraw all of the funds from the first account at the 310 or by the 310 mark. How soon can we create a new account after the first one is created? All right, so the withdrawals, you can withdraw at any time you wish. You do not need to receive or accumulate the full 310% before you can make a withdrawal. If you want to make a daily withdrawal of your 1%, you could do that. If you are building the community, if you're receiving a matching, direct matching, you can withdraw that instantly. And you get another one an hour later, you can withdraw that again. When you receive matching, you can withdraw that. There are no, the only limit is that it needs to be above 0.01. That is just to keep the, or to help keep the gas fee a little bit less. Yes, why is the gas fee that high? I'm going into that very, very soon. So you can withdraw anytime you wish. When you will see, you will then see that your income limit is decreasing. And once that income limit reaches zero, that is when you need to make a new deposit to continue earning from that account. So you do not need to set up a new account unless you want and have to make or need to make a new deposit or a new contribution before you receive the full 310 on your main account. If you would like to make a second deposit before you receive that full amount, you can, of course, refer yourself with a secondary wallet and make a new deposit that way. So you can create a new account at any time you wish, but of course, I recommend if you're not, you know, if you don't want to deposit like 10 Ethereum, then another with 10, and another with 10, you know, work from that one account. You can go in with 0.1, or you can go in with 10, or anything in between, and there are no limits to what you can earn. The only limit will be your daily 1%. But if you take part of building this community, that is where you will receive more much faster. And that is also the way it's built, because we are a community build. And anything and everything that we receive from Etherchain is received from other community members. So in order to have this community growing, we want to benefit and we want to make sure that we reward those who build massively. We want it to be fair. So the more you do, the more you will receive from the fund. Very, very simple. Let me see here, just see if we have a few other questions before I move on to the second point. Great explanations. I'm glad you liked it. So if there's no questions about the fund itself, we're going to have a look at that and the details and the analytics of it a little bit later, just to go through it. But basically, you know, that's what I wanted to talk mostly about today, because a lot of people are under the, under the impression that as soon as the fund goes down, just, you know, 100, 200, 300 Ethereum, we're in a bad shape. And that could not have been further off the truth. We have never, ever been in a better shape than we are. We're at an all-time high with members. We're close to an all-time high with Ethereum in the balance. And as we know, and as I said, right now, there are thousands and thousands of members that are completing their 310. So if they put one in, they have already withdrawn probably more than two. And that is why we're seeing a small decrease. When they have completed their cycle and will make a second deposit or a third or fourth or wherever they are, that is when the fund will start to grow again. What I want us to pay attention to is, of course, the incoming flow, the outgoing flow, and of course, the amount of members that are coming in as well. If no members comes in, that is actually where you can see that, you know, it starts to fail. But we are having an average of between 200 to 300 members every single day, continuously and consistently since day one. It does not stop. We did notice that when the gas fees on Ethereum spiked, when, you know, when it was hovering around 350 to 400 give, we did see an effect of that, and we're still noticing a small effect. Now, I did see the question, why is the gas fee so high? So we might as well bring that up right now. So the gas fees on the Ethereum blockchain is right now extremely high due to the massive surge of DApp and DeFi on the Ethereum blockchain. We're seeing hundreds of thousands and billions of dollars being added into the smart contracts DeFi smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain. This is creating a massive amount of traffic and calculations inside the blockchain, because a contract is internal on the blockchain and everything that happens there is creating traffic. And this is driving the gas up. The gas is decided by the miners. So the miners are the ones that are executing our transactions. I put in a request for a transaction to be made. I put a certain amount that I'm willing to pay by the gas fee. And if the miner is agreeing to that gas fee, they will execute the transaction. Now, when it comes to the gas fee, the high gas fee, this is all based on supply and demand. Supply and demand, just like a cryptocurrency. If there are tons and tons of people that want to make a transaction, or a contract that needs to make a transaction, which continuously goes on, the miners can pick and choose whatever they want. They can set higher gas fees to eliminate smaller transactions, to eliminate that it's getting clogged up. So they're raising their gas fee, and those that are willing to pay, those that are in a FOMO mode, because they want to participate in a DeFi, or they want to do this, or they want to do that, they're willing to pay, I don't know, $7, $15, $25, $35, $55 as gas fee. And, you know, I'm not, and I bet you guys are not either. So, you know, when there's tons and thousands and thousands and thousands of transactions that people want to go through, and they're in a FOMO mode, they're not really sure, or I need to speed it up, I want it to happen now, I want to get in, you know, this is just creating a hype within the miners, and this is creating a hype within the gas fee. We saw the gas at 380 GIVE. Right now is hovering around 180 to 100. So this is a lot less, but it's still approximately, I don't know, 75% higher, more higher than what it usually is. So the only thing that can actually drop the gas fee a little bit is when people come out of that hype mode of DeFi, when they don't need to push their transaction through by any means, that it has to go right now, because this is what makes miners being able to push it up. Because if let's say if I have 100 transactions that I can pick and choose of course I'm going to take the one that pays the highest. Of course I'm going to take that one. I'm going to pick this one. So you're becoming selective, and that's exactly what the miners are doing, because they have too many people that want to make a transaction, and they are willing to actually pay too much for it. So that is a lot of what is creating the high gas fee. We have seen it drop. I hope that we will see it drop a lot more, because we are noticing a small effect on Etherchain. We are, because those that want to come in with 0.1, 0.2, 0.5, they kind of have to almost pay the same in gas fee, or a tenth of that, 1/5 of that, and that is way too much. So many are right now waiting, hoping that the gas fee will go less. I do, of course, I'm not telling anybody to go in right now, go there. I'm also saying, you know, check during any time of the day, morning, midday, noon, night, when is the gas fee low for you, depending on where you are around the world. So it always differs a little bit. The blockchain has high traffic sometimes, low traffic other times. So just pay attention to you can use ETH gas station. This is the official site that will actually show you the eBay price and the gas fee prices. But other than that, you know, there's not much we can do. We are hoping that everything will go smooth with the launch of Ethereum 2.0. It is right now being tested on the testnet. Everything is so far going smoothly. We might see the earliest deployment in November. I think November 3rd is the date they're talking about. But according to my own, you know, experiences and such, I am expecting that it will be delayed, because rarely everything goes perfectly during a test phase. We know that as well, because we went through the same thing with Etherchain. So right now we're kind of talking about the entire mainnet of Ethereum. So you got to make sure that everything is right. But when the 2.0 is implemented, we will see that the gas fee will drop dramatically. Hopefully this will happen early first quarter 2022. That is, sorry. Yep, or no, 2021, I'm sorry. I'm looking a little wrong here. But yeah, so that is where we are at the gas fees. Let me just scroll down a little bit here and see. All right, so here's a good question. So is it because Tron chain has been launched, Ethereum Etherchain is getting affected? No, it has absolutely nothing about with Tron chain to do. It does have something to do with the Tron blockchain, yes, because we do see that a lot of people are turning to the Tron blockchain right now because of the gas fees and that they are so much less. But Tron chain is not affecting Etherchain in any bad or negative way whatsoever. And that is also very important for everybody to understand, because Etherchain and Tron chain, you can see them as siblings. Etherchain is, of course, the first one. Tron chain was deployed as, well, as a smaller brother, but Tron chain is also fuel towards Etherchain. Tron chain, you can go in with $2. There is zero gas fee. Etherchain is a, well, what we call it then, a high ticket, because it's $40. It's 20 times as much. But what Tron chain is doing is that it's capturing an entire new community. It is not affecting the community that we have, because we are still seeing the stable growth of Etherchain. There hasn't been a drop in Etherchain since we started, or even since Tron chain started. What we are seeing that is that we are capturing our brand new community that are particularly on the Tron chain blockchain, or Tron blockchain, so to say. And that community is slowly also turning towards Etherchain, as well as the Etherchain community slowly turning towards Tron chain. So these are just actually helping each other to, what can we say, to compile and grow further. So Tron chain does not have an effect in this way. The only effect Tron chain has is actually positive because of the 3% admin fee that is added once a week to the Etherchain fund. So 2 weeks ago was the first time we did add. We started 3 or close to 4 now. After the first week, we made a deposit of 42.9 Ethereum. The second week, or the next week, we made a deposit of 49 point something. And I believe so far we are making a new deposit on Monday. And so far we are close to about 51, 52 Ethereum so far in that 3%. So what we're seeing right now is that Tron chain is adding fuel and adding income to the Etherchain fund that will go out to each and every single one of you. And that is kind of where we're heading. I believe everybody do know this, that we want to go away from strictly being a community build. We want this to be something that can fuel and feed these people for years and decades to come, which is why we are deploying these DeFi services that are coming. So none of you have actually seen the roadmap yet. This will be deployed or launched for you next week. And you will see that we already have 3 DeFi services that we are now developing as we speak. Hopefully we will be able to deploy the first one within, I believe, 3 to 4 months. There is a lot of work behind the DeFi service, especially the one that we're making. But the one we are making as well has the capacity of bringing, I don't know, anything between half a billion to $1.5 billion in amount that will be generating income to all the members and the Etherchain fund as well. So this is where we're heading, guys. We are heading towards creating an entire ecosystem of several and multiple DeFi services, not MLMs, not networks, what can we say, community decentralized financial services where anyone and anywhere can participate. There is not an MLM, there's not a network. If you would like to participate, let's say that we do something like Aave, where you can lock up your crypto, you put your crypto in, you lock it, and you start staking it, or you're in a liquidity pool where you start earning interest. And that interest is being paid to you every single day, and you can withdraw your own capital and that interest at any time. Let's say we do a service like that. Take Aave, they got $700 million in their smart contract with an average return of 10% interest annually. Annually, that's about 0.7% monthly. It's not a lot, but it's 100% guaranteed. It's 100% secure. Nobody can actually remove or take anything from you. And why do we see $700 million in a smart contract that gives you 10% annually instead of 700 million in Etherchain that gives you 1% daily? It's because it's not an MLM. It's not a network. It's something that you can participate if you want to. You just go to the site, you use your wallet, you put your crypto in, and you start earning interest. You take that out whenever you want. That is what intrigues people. That is capturing a whole new market. And that is what we're going to do. And we're not just going to do that on the Ethereum blockchain, guys. Because on the Ethereum blockchain, we're already competing against 35, 40 different DeFi services that are already, getting traction. You have, I think it's $7.4 billion that are locked in the DeFi smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain. While there are zero on the Tron blockchain. The DeFi industry on the Tron blockchain has merely just begun. Justin Sun launched the two first DeFi services. That is the basis of DeFi, where anyone else can now start to develop upon. And that is the market that we want to tap into. We want to focus on creating this on the Tron blockchain as soon as possible, because we want to tap into, instead of tapping into a 10% of the market on Ethereum, we want to tap into 90% of the market on Tron. And every single service that we will deploy on both of these blockchains, on Ethereum and the Tron blockchain, will be feeding and fueling Etherchain as well. So even if a DeFi service is deployed on the Tron blockchain, it is deployed under the Etherchain community or the Etherchain umbrella, and it will generate an income to the Etherchain fund. Just to give you guys a hum of that, this is just an idea, what I'm looking at. Let's bring the numbers up on the screen if I can just find my pen here. So let's just say that within 6 months, after we deploy our DeFi service, now I'm just stretching the time here now. 6 months after we deploy our service, let's say that we do a lending like Ajrg, where you have, let's say the average is 10% annually. Let's say that we have $500 million in that smart contract from people all around the world. That is an average of $50 million as interest every year. If we can tap into 10% of that, going back into the Etherchain fund, we're creating a service that anyone can participate in, where they can put their crypto in and they can stake and they can earn an average of 10% yearly. And if we're asking a 10% return on that, going back into the Etherchain fund, nobody actually cares. Nobody actually cares because they're getting their 10%. And we're removing 10% of that again. So it's 1%. But that alone will give a 5 million add to the fund. $5 million will be added to the Etherchain fund on a regular basis, just from one platform. And now I'm just stretching with the numbers. I'm just playing with them. 500 is very little, because the potential and the capital of the crypto that we see on the Tron blockchain and the Ethereum blockchain is massive. As we say, in the Ethereum blockchain, we got $7.4 billion. $7.4 billion. Imagine if we can deploy 3 services, 5 services to capture, let's say, 50, 60, 70% of that. And we can take a 1% from each of them and add that back into the fund. What are we doing? We are eliminating and removing the strictly community build, and we're adding, well, my ultimate goal is to add a 51% of additional revenue, while 49% comes from the community. This is a way that we can have this fund sustained for not years, but decades to come. We already see what the DeFi services is doing on the Ethereum blockchain. If we can tap into just a small part of that, not if, when we tap into a small part of that, because we're already doing it, guys. We're already building these services. We already have a lending on its way. We already have a DEX on its way. We have a DEX aggregator on the way. Everything is being right now developed. But as a DeFi service, we need to make sure that everything is 100%. We cannot rush anything. We cannot, because just because we want it out quickly, we cannot kind of stress it. We got to make sure that everything is done correctly. And that is why I'm so thankful for having partnered up with my programmers and developers from the Smart Contract RU, which has also been the backbone of everything that we have been doing. Since day one, since I started to speak with them, we have been talking about legality. We've been talking with attorneys, with lawyers. How are we going to do this and be able to do it in a way that will never be looked upon as wrong? We have consulted lawyers and attorneys in multiple countries over and over and over again. And I can tell you this much, that we are spot on with what we're doing. We are spot on. And I'm really looking forward to deploying the roadmap. I do not want to talk too much about it. I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about DeFi, because DeFi, which is a shortening of decentralized finance, is the future. It is. Doesn't matter how anyone looks at it, it is the future. It is allowing us to take back the power and the control of money the way it was supposed to do. Just as a quick comparison, what are most of these DeFi services, what are they doing? Well, they're acting as a bank. That is what I can say. What is the bank doing? So the bank holds your money, right? You put the money into the bank lends your money to other customers. The bank will receive the money back with interest. The bank keeps the interest and pays you back your money. So what happened? Well, you stored your money and they made money on it because they lended your money out to others and then took it back with interest. That's the only thing the bank does. It doesn't do jack other things except also verifying and eliminating the possibility of double spending, of course, because they're tracking and making sure that you can't kind of send that money twice. We don't need that anymore. We got the blockchain. We got smart contracts. The blockchain is our ledger. The blockchain is what verifies everything. The smart contracts is now what will act as the bank. Because what is happening? You put your cash into the smart contract. The smart contract lends your cash out to others. Others pay that cash back into the smart contract, and the smart contract pays that back to you with the interest. Now, the smart contract acts as the bank, because when you're putting in, when somebody wants to lend, they will add up collateral, of course. So there is no way that anything can be lost. Everything is 100% guaranteed. It is secured by the blockchain and smart contracts. And this is why it's surging so much right now. People are starting to truly understand, why would I keep $100,000 in the bank, allowing them to make money on my money, when I can put 100,000 in here and make a 10% annual interest on an average? It can be anything from 2% to 22%, depending on which tokens you're holding and what you're kind of staking or holding in the liquidity pools, but an average of 10%. Where else, in what bank would you get a 10% return annually? The central bank is giving you a 2.45% maximum. And that is if you lock your money in their bank for at least 5 years. I'm sorry, that's just not the way business works anymore. It is not about locking your money. It's not about them making money on my money. It's about me making money on my money. It's about you making money on your money. It's about us taking back the control and the power of money, because that is what we're doing right now. That is what DeFi, that is what the blockchain and smart contracts is allowing us to do. And that is why we're seeing, I don't know, I think we saw over the blink of a day, I don't know if you heard about Y Finance, YFI token. kind of the first DeFi or the first token to have ever surpassed Bitcoin. We went from $1,000 to 13,000 in 48 hours. From 1,000 to 13,000 in 48 hours. What happened? Their smart contract had $128 million in it on August 14th. On August 15th, it had $570 million in it. 17th, it has $720 million in it. I have no idea what happened, but I really wish that I cashed that wave. I had a friend who did, but you know, we can never predict what is truly happening here. But with the DeFi and everything that is coming up right now, people are truly understanding and really, yeah, they understand what this can do for them, what DeFi truly is. And the more that we can learn about this, the better it is. So this is kind of what our workshops will be going towards. In 2 weeks, we will have another one, of course. So every 2 weeks, we will do a workshop. And we are going to talk a lot about DeFi. We're going to talk a lot about sustainability, a lot about what we are doing right now and where are we, at what stage, and how far along. Because it's important for all of you to know the plans, the roadmap, the strategies that we are pulling together in order to make all of this come together. Because just us alone, as I've said so many times, we are sustainable for years and years to come with the community build alone. But there will be a time when that slows down. And that time will not come when we have DeFi. It will not come. Let's say that we have 3 DeFi services that are fueling the Etherchain fund. It does not matter if the community does not grow at all. With the DeFi and with the redeposits of the current community we have, it will be sustainable. It will be sustainable, guys. Which means there are no requirements from anyone at that point to have to build a community. But we will continue to build it because it gives so much. And everyone that is participating in any one of our DeFi services that are up to come, they will learn to know about Etherchain. They will know that a 1% of their return will be going to that fund. And why is it going to that fund? To support that community, that has been a part of building each and every one of these DeFi services. Because you have, each and every one of you are a part of building whatever we are deploying. How is this? Because it's a community effort, guys. Everything we do for Etherchain and TronChain, we do within what we will deploy as Eclipse City. I believe that a lot of you have already heard about this. I did announce Eclipse City on my last presentation, but Eclipse City, guys, is going to be a hub. Eclipse City will be a hub that will be hosting both the Etherchain and the TronChain support funds. It will also host every single DeFi service that we will deploy on both Etherchain or the Ethereum and the Tron blockchain. It means it will be a hub for the entire world. It will not be a sign up. It will not be a registration for Eclipse City. No, it will be a meeting place where everyone and anyone can go to look for any DeFi service they want, and they will also find Etherchain and TronChain as a fund. They will find an explanation to this entire ecosystem. Why is it built? How is it built? What is this community doing here? And why is this community receiving from each and every single DeFi service that we built? Because we have an ultimate plan. We have a plan where everything starts out Etherchain, TronChain, DEX, lending, aggregators, payments, derivatives, you name it. And they will all be linked to each other, all fueling the main fund and its community. And I think this is the most important thing for each and every one to understand, so that we actually have a vision. We have a plan. We're not like all of these other smart contracts out there. We're not just here to make a quick buck. No, we are here to actually make a difference, to actually create something that we can live by and thrive by for years and years to come, and support those millions and millions of people that we want to. Everyone says that they want to make a difference. Everyone says that they want to make a change. But how many is truly doing it? I can tell you that 23,000 members of the Etherchain community is truly doing it. You're all part of making history here, because no one has ever done what we're doing. They will not be able to do it either, because we are paving that way right now. And whatever we do, people are trying to copycat it already. We already seen multiples Etherchain copycats on the Ethereum blockchain coming up and failing within less than 30 days. Now we're seeing the same thing happening on the Tron blockchain. Copycats all over, trying to duplicate the success we're having with the algorithm of Etherchain. But they can't, because it is already optimized and maximized for sustainability. You have contracts saying that they will pay you 7.5% a day, 20% a day, 40% a day. Please, please tell me, how is that sustainable? Yes, you'll have, I don't know, $500,000, $1 million, $2 million coming in 1-2 days, and that will go out in 1-2 days, and it will stop. That is exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing people jump around looking for the next bright, shiny thing when you have it right in front of you. Right in front of you with Etherchain. All right, let us see. We have a few other questions coming in here. Sorry, guys, let me just see here. All right, so do you think that multi-accounts could be bad for the sustainability of the smart contracts? That's also a question I'm getting a lot. How is it with stacking, with multi-accounts, et cetera, et cetera? And this has been of course, been something that I have taken into consideration when we were creating the code. Now, every single build and every single business that I've been in, I've always seen stacking. I've seen stacking in multiple accounts, and to maximize everything from the compensation plan. And that is kind of how we built the compensation plan for Etherchain, with the know-how that people will stack. It is absolutely, I know that people will stack. No matter what I say, no matter what I do, people will start to stack to try to maximize their income and limit. So it will not decrease the sustainability. We've already taken into consideration that this will happen. And that is also why we have certain limits in the algorithm, so to say. Let me see. I'm just reading a few questions here, guys, just to see. Good question. Is this separate from Forsage? Can anyone get in this without being in Forsage? Right, so just to make one thing clear, Forsage and Etherchain has nothing to do with each other. Forsage is created by one developer team, while Etherchain is created by me and another developer team. We have absolutely nothing to do with each other. My developers know them, know the developers of Forsage, of course. They speak a lot, but we have absolutely nothing, to do with each other. So talking about Forsage and Etherchain is two completely different things. The concept behind the smart contract is the same. It's a community build in Forsage. It's a community build in Etherchain. But it's two different structures, and it's two different codes. Forsage is a matrix, while Etherchain is a unilevel. Forsage is 100% to one person, while Etherchain is 84% to the community, 10% to one person, 84% to everyone. So the difference here is that whatever you do, 84% of it goes to every single one in the community. It helps pay to everyone. But it also means that 84% of what everyone does goes towards you and everyone else as well. That is a true community build. It's not about me getting 100% of one person to me. It's about me getting as much as possible so 84% can go to everyone. The more one team succeeds, the more that person succeeds, the more the entire community succeeds. Because 84% of what that person and that team does goes into the pool. 84% of what that team does goes to the pool. 84% of what I do go to the pool. 84% of what everyone does goes to the entire community through the 1% and the matching bonuses that are paid out daily as well. Let me see here. All right, so yeah, let's go through that. So please explain how the matching bonuses works by example of 3 levels. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to make sure that I have covered most of what I wanted to do. So we talked a little bit about the numbers. We talked about members, gas fee impact, how is it affecting us, when will it be better. We talked a little bit about the health of the community fund. We talked about why we see a drop in the community fund and when we will see it surge back up. About the completing of the 310, the gas fee impact. Let me see here. 3% from Tron 10 to Etherchain, that was 43, 49, 50 plus. All right, so yeah, I covered most of what I wanted us to do. This is great. So let's go through the matching bonus, because I know that a lot of people are having that question, and just to make sure that everybody completely understands how this works, I'm going to draw it up for us. So this is why I love workshops, because we can do so much for so many in such a short time. So as we can see, I believe you can see the numbers on that side. So we have the matching bonuses, the 15 levels. We have 30% directs. We have 10% on level 2 to 5, 8% level 6 to 10, and 5% level 11 to 15. So let's just go 3 levels down. That means for you have your first line, you have 3 people. You have your second line. And you have your third line. So first, second, third. So we got 3 directs. That means that we're eligible to receive a matching commission from 3 levels down. And that means unlimited partners. If these 3 partners brought in 1,000 people on your second level, you're receiving matching on 1,000 people on your second level. If those brought in 3,000 on your third, you're receiving matching on 3,000 on your third as well. Now, the way that this is calculated is it is based upon the daily 1%, the return of the 1% return that your partners are receiving. This means, because I'm getting this question a lot, so my direct partner just withdrew $1,500, but I didn't receive any matching. Why is that? Well, that is because what they withdrew was probably direct commission at the top sponsor pool or accumulated matching commission. Because this is not something that you will receive matching on. Your matching is calculated and based upon the 1% daily return. So we're going to make it simple. Let's say that your 3 directs deposited 10 Ethereum each. That means 30 Ethereum, right? So they're daily, every single day, those 3 are receiving 0.3 together, 0.1 each. We're just going to make simple numbers here. Let's say all 3 of them make a withdrawal after 10 days. After 10 days, they have each accumulated 1 Ethereum each, right? That means that they are withdrawing 1, which is a total of 3 Ethereum. You will receive a 30% match on that 1 Ethereum, that 1 Ethereum, and that 1 Ethereum. So when that person makes a withdrawal, you will receive 0.3 Ethereum, 30% of the 1. The same from that one. Same from that, and same from that. So that's a total of 0.9. That is from your directs. Let's say that your second level, let's say you have now 5 partners on your second level. All of these are also putting 10 Ethereum each, which is a total of 50 Ethereum. Daily basis, they are receiving as well 0.5. And let's do the same thing. When they make a withdrawal, they make a withdrawal after 10 days, all of them. That means that they're withdrawing 1 Ethereum each. Now, whenever they make a withdrawal, you receive a 10% commission. So if this person withdraws 1, you get 0.1, 10% match. And the same on your third level. If they withdraw 1, you receive 0.1. So it's a 10% match every time a partner makes a withdrawal on level 2, 3, and 4, and 5 if you're qualified. So that is how the matching bonus is calculated and paid out, so to say. It's very important to know that it is paid out when your partner makes that withdrawal. If they accumulate for 10 days, you're not receiving anything for 10 days. When they make that withdrawal, you will receive the matching on those 10% that they have accumulated, because they accumulate 1% a day. 10 days is 10%. If that 10% is then 1 Ethereum, you will get 30% if they're directs, 10% if they're level 2 to 5, or 8% level 6 to 10, or 5% level 11 to 15. So this is, this matching bonus or this matching plan is, a lot of people don't really understand how powerful it is until they actually see it work. And I'm hearing and I'm getting that from a lot of the people around in our community, and they're just astounded. They're amazed about how this matching bonus is now accumulating up to be, anything from 0.5, 0.7, 1.2 Ethereum daily, 2 Ethereum daily, 4 Ethereum daily, 5 Ethereum daily is what this is adding up to. And guys, how would you like to have 1 Ethereum every single day for the remaining days of the next 10, 15, 20 years? Or 2 Ethereum, 4 Ethereum, 5 Ethereum? It's all up to you and how much you are willing to support this fund. Not with your own money, but with your efforts. How much are you willing to help share this and grow this community? That is what it's all about. Because we have such dedicated people around in this community that are putting their lives and souls, their heart and, everything into this. I see how they're doing, and I believe you've seen the photos that we've been posting out in the groups, that we have events, sessions, seminars, conferences all over the world, several times a week, and it's just growing and growing and growing. People are taking it to an entire new level. And this is still during the COVID pandemic, guys. We haven't even gotten out of that, and people are already doing seminars for 50 plus people. It's amazing. I cannot wait until we're done with this and we can start travel and start meeting, even though it's going to be with restrictions. We can start traveling. We can start to build this community towards what we want it to be. A real community, not just online community, but a true community that is supporting and helping everyone that comes in their way. So yeah, so then we talked a little bit about that. Let's see here, what else we got for questions? There's a lot of texting going down here. Let me see here. All right, so what is my expectations of 1 Ethereum value by the end of this year? I really don't want to speculate on it, but the way I see it, we already hit an all-time high of close to $1,500. I do not see that will not happen again. If that will happen this year, if it will happen next year, I do not know. What I do know is that Ethereum is highly, highly undervalued at this point. It is. It is highly undervalued at this point. We will see a massive surge soon. When that will be, if that will be this year, if it will be next year, I do not know. The only thing that I will recommend each and every one of you to do, don't focus on the value, focus on the amount of tokens or the amount of coins that you have and that you can accumulate on. The more you have, the better it is. That's just the way it is. Let me see here what else we can get. Why is there a need to create Tron chain when there is already Etherchain for all to focus on? Good question, Hills. So this is something that I would like to reply on. So why is there a need to create Tron chain when we already have Etherchain for everyone to focus on? So let me ask you this. Everyone on the Tron blockchain, everyone that is participating on the Tron blockchain, are they participating on the Ethereum blockchain? Is that 100% guaranteed that they are? No, it is not. The Tron blockchain has its own community. that is not going to participate in Etherchain no matter what. But if they had something called Tron Chain, they would absolutely jump into that. The reason why we created Tron Chain is because we had several hundred requests in just a few days from the Tron community, not from our community, not from the community that are participating in Etherchain, but from the community that were from Tron that did not want to participate in Etherchain. What we realized is that we saw a huge potential on the Tron blockchain, not for Tron Chain itself, but for the DeFi services. Guys, it's not only about Etherchain and Tron Chain. Yes, this is the main, but how are we going to sustain this fund for those decades and decades that we want so that we can help the millions and millions of people we want? It cannot be done simply by us. That has an expiration date. But if we can connect the DeFi and we can tap into that market to fuel the fund, to fuel our community, we are not going anywhere. So we realized the potential on the Tron blockchain with seeing that there's not a single DeFi service there, but it's an optimized and improved version of the Ethereum blockchain when it comes to speed, transactions, and fees. It's the exact same thing. It's just quicker, faster, and more cheap. It has a massive potential. It has already a massive, what is this? The overall value of cryptocurrency on the Tron blockchain and its tokens has a massive potential as well. So instead of, as said, instead of only fighting for a small piece of the pie on the Ethereum blockchain, let's just bake it and take the whole goddamn thing on the Tron blockchain and make sure that we fuel both Etherchain and Tron chain with those. We are deploying, of course, on the Ethereum blockchain as well, but our potential is so much higher on the Tron blockchain because we will be among the first to deploy a service. We will capture the entire market, and that is what's important. That is what will continue to fuel this fund for the decades to come. So that is why it wasn't a need, but it was something that we wanted to do because we wanted to capture that market. We wanted to have a brand new community that would not be participating in Etherchain in any other way, but they are now participating in Tron Chain, which will be giving a 3% admin fee to its admin, which is Etherchain. Let me see here. Oh, I want to bring on a buddy of mine, Mr. Guillermo. Joy, are you there, buddy?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, how are you, buddy? I saw your hand up.
I'm doing good. I'm here. Hold on. Let me get to where it's on some light.
Of course. Oh, you got your baby boy there.
Yeah, how are you? How is everybody?
All good, buddy, all good. I saw your hand up, so I thought you might have something that you wanted to chip in on. And guys, for those of you who don't know, here is one of our top community leaders. He's been with us since day one, June 9th. He has never stopped. He has never rested. And I got to say, you're crushing it right now, bro. Oh, you muted yourself. Hold on. Let me unmute you again.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I'm in love with both projects. Yep. Incredible. I love the sustainability. I've been making videos and getting people in nonstop, and everybody's loving this project. I've seen a lot of, in the few days also, a lot of copycats come and go because they cannot duplicate what we're doing. And one of the important things for Tron Chain and Etherchain, which you mentioned, is the community leaders. The community leaders are not leaving to go do any of those things. They're focused and 100% committed to both of these projects because they want these things to last for decades and decades to come. So I'm 100% committed to building both of these communities, and I love the training today that you were doing. I love the sustainability, and we're going to be here for a very, very long time. I'm just very happy to be here. I'm just so happy that I found out about this the first day. So everything has been going great. I know that Etherchain, it is going to be life-changing for myself, based on all the stuff that I've done in the past.
Yeah.
Nothing has compared and nothing is better than Etherchain. I wish that, 5 years ago, Etherchain would have, been created. So, it came a little bit late, but it's good that it's finally here, and it's going to be here for a long time.
Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. It's better late than never. We have to go through some trials and errors before we kind of find the right way. And I'm very happy that things played out the way that I think we all lost a lot of times in this industry, being taken by companies or corporates or CEOs that have just actually turned their back on us. And in one way, it has been devastating. In another way, I am surely glad it happened to me, because otherwise I would never have taken this step of actually deploying my own, because I got sick and tired of it,
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I saw the same things. Yeah, that's why when I saw this and I found out about it, I said, wow. I said, this is what I have been waiting for. I said, when I've read, my Bitcoin books, and I took classes and I watched videos, and everybody's always talking about, decentralized and all these things. It wasn't really happening out there. There was always somebody in control. And this is, what everybody really talks about, what blockchain and Bitcoin and Ethereum were actually made to do. And this is happening finally now for the first time, with Etherchain and Tron Chain.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the way I see it, you can kind of compare. I would like to compare Etherchain to the freaking Bitcoin itself, because the Bitcoin blockchain was just put online. It was there, decentralized. Do whatever you want with it. If you like it, go with it. And that is what the community did. Bitcoin is completely community driven, nothing else. A few of these community leaders have taken extensive, responsibilities, created companies within it, done this, done that. And that is exactly the same thing people are right now doing with Etherchain, because they realize this is decentralized. If they want it to work, they got to make it work, at least at this point. And that is so amazing to see everybody does. And as this goes along, and as we're building, when we're deploying the first DeFi service, we're going to take so much, off of these community leaders, but they will still continue. And that's the beauty of it, I think.
Yeah, it's awesome. And, one of the things that I like and I look forward to is I've seen a lot of people doing the conferences, the meetups with like 50, 100 people. I'm looking to do my own conference also here in New York City. I just got to print out the banners and you'll find the location. Now, finally, the coronavirus is finally, going away, and it's going to be possible to do that. But, the meetups and the conferences, those are great ways to go ahead and just get, 100 people in Etherchain or Tron Chain in just one day. So those are good. I'm planning already my own here in New York City, and I'm going to invite everybody.
Nice. Oh, I can't wait, brother. I can't wait. I mean, whenever you're looking to do something, just let me know, and maybe I can jump on over as well. I mean, I can't wait for that to happen, because thinking about it, what we've done in 2.5 months, without being actually able to, travel and meet and do conferences and stuff like that, is just amazing. Imagine when we can open up and start do this.
Yes, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
Yeah. It is. It absolutely is. I'm so glad, and I'm so glad that so many are, embracing this concept of business, so to say. We truly have the power to do something unique here. So, buddy, I really got to thank you for everything that you're doing towards this community. You're outstanding, and I could not have wanted and wished, more success for you. So I'm really, really happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure, bro. My pleasure. All right, so we're going to go on. We're closing. We're actually above an hour. We're just going to go through the final questions just to check and see if there's anything I missed. Let me see here. All right, so this, okay, good question. We already discussed this, but I will take it up again because it's one of the most important things that I wanted to discuss on this, and that is, so presently withdrawal is increased rather than joining. So we need strong marketing. Am I right? So the question is, do we see that the fund is declining, that less is coming in and more is going out? Do we need to continue or do more marketing? So, at any given time, I'm all in for more marketing. that's kind of how we drive this and thrive this. We got to market it. It has to be, and it has to be a community effort. No one needs to kind of reach out to me and ask if it's okay to do this or if it's okay to do that. If anybody wants to do anything and you see that this will benefit the community, it will benefit the way that people are promoting it and marketing it, if it's any material, if it's a funnel page, if it's a splash page, a landing page, or whatever, you know, go ahead. Because that's what we need. We cannot have one person doing it all, because one small act will not make a difference. But when it's multiplied by millions, it can move mountains, guys. It will move mountains. So whenever we do something, let's do it correlated. Let's do it together. If you have an idea, go through with it. Make it happen. If you want to market it some way, if you want to put up a banner, if you want to drive traffic, do it. Do it. It will benefit you. You will make of it. And you will help the entire community as well. And the more of us who does this, the stronger we get. That's just how simple it is. Let me see here. All right, so yeah, how can it be sustained if withdrawal is greater than deposit? So that was what I kind of wanted to go into. Final thing. So at this moment, yes, we are seeing that the withdrawal amount is a little bit higher than the incoming amount. On the average of the last 11 days, we've seen approximately 600 and 700 going in. No, sorry, 500 to 600 going in, and between 600 to 700 going out. Why is this? As I explained earlier today, when we started, was one of the first things. The reason why we saw the fund go up and reach the top and now is slowly declining a little bit is because all of these thousands and thousands of members that are here right now that came in the beginning are completing their 310 at this point. Tons and tons and thousands of them, which means if they put one in, they already take in maybe 2 out, 2.5 out. They're close to taking all the full 3.1 out. So you will see as it will decline a little bit because these thousands of people are now withdrawing their final 310. But what happens when they're done and they make a new deposit? We will see that little graph turn again and go upwards. It doesn't need to have a spike. It doesn't need to all the way go like this. It can. That's impossible. We will reach a time, there will be a time where the fund goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, but it stays around the same amount. I doubt that we will see 50,000 Ethereum in the contract address, but I have no doubts that we will see 150,000 total deposit, 120,000 total paid out, while 30,000 is remaining in the fund. This is math. This is how the algorithm works. It grows up, it builds up. Then as these people are now completing their 310 and withdrawing that extra amount that they have been supported with, the fund will decrease because we cannot always keep high and tight with the amount of joining members, the amount of incoming as with the amount of outgoing. But as these are now completing their stage and their 310, they make a new deposit and it turns that curve around. It goes back up. And then they are completing theirs and it will go back down. And they are completing theirs and that will go back up again. So that is just the way it will work. And that is why it's very important for us to understand that we do not see the health. We do not see the sustainability of tracking 1 day of income or 2 days of, you got to be able to track the incoming and the outgoing coming over 2 to 3 weeks and then break it down to an average to see what is it, where are we, how are we looking? Because this whole concept and this whole protocol code is built upon giving time to the community to sustain it. Not that it will sustain it by magic, but giving us the time to build it, the time to sustain it. So we can be in a downward, guys, we can be on a downward spiral for 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks without it affecting us at all. Without it affecting us at all. Because there will be that point when the people are finished and they will make a new deposit. It does not matter. As said, with the amount of Ethereum coming in and the amount of Ethereum going out at this point, right now, as it has done over the last 11 days, if nothing changes, it's still sustainable for about 280 to 350 days. I think that's more than enough. That gives us a lot of time, doesn't it? And that is all it needs to be. We need the time to build it. When people see that this is working, when people see that it is paying, they will come. But everyone has that, uncertainty. What if? Will it? Is it? Can it be? And they will have their answers. Yes, it can. Yes, it will. Yes, it should. We are exactly where we want to be, guys. Healthy, steady. It has a stable growth. I could not have asked for anything else or anything more. People would like to see it go faster. I say no. I do not want to see it go faster, because if it goes faster, we need to maintain and sustain it faster as well. The faster it grows, the faster we need to sustain it, right? If we can hit an average, that is what we want to be. We do not want to have an all-time high. We do not want to have an all-time high low. We want to have a nice, clean average. That is what we're looking for. All right, guys, let me see here. Let's just scroll down the last ones. Oh, there's so much text there. I don't even know if it's questions or if it's not. Let me see here. All right, guys, I am not going to read anything else. I am going to actually drop off today, guys. We've been on for about 75 minutes. I do hope that everybody has gotten a lot of information and a lot of good details today about the fund itself, the community itself. Where are we? Where are we heading? What is coming up with the DeFi? How is this contract sustainable, and what makes us different from everyone else? And that is kind of everything and anything that we do. We are unique, guys. We are what I would call a true team build. I said 84% of everything and what everyone does goes to the entire community. Doesn't matter if you're passive or if you're one of the most active builders. Everyone receives 1% a day. Everyone receives their 310. The speed of those returns is all up to you. Guys, with that, I want to thank each and every one of you for being on. I believe we had 120 participants on for more than an hour, which is incredible, guys. Love you all. Let's make sure that we keep growing this fund, keep growing this community. We are, as said, we're making a difference. And I thank each and every one of you for all that support and all the commitment that you're showing towards our community. And I can't wait. We have, bright days ahead of us. 2 weeks, we are going to do a new workshop. We're going to talk a little bit more about everything again. Keep in mind, we're having our regular presentations Monday, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. The link is in the groups and in the chats. If there are anything we did not respond to or reply to this time, or anything that is uncertain or still unclear for you, please get back to us in the Telegram group or Facebook group or anything like that. With that, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon again. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
To Etherchain, you must use a phone app wallet in the form of either Trust Wallet, IAM Token, or MetaMask. Get back with the person who showed you this introduction video today to find out how you can be a part of Etherchain, the world's first decentralized community support fund by the people, for the people.